Isn't that the cutest thing? Oh my gosh. How'd you get all the way over there? He doesn't have anything on.
He has a heart monitor.
Oh, I see. Okay. I'm like, how did you get over there to
I
hold
just
him?
untangled all the wires.
You know what always cracks me up? Yeah, I have milk. Give me just a minute because I have some in here I need to label.
Do you want me just to come back in a few minutes?
Yeah, because
Okay.
I have it cooled.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Whew. It's always like so much work to get here, and then it's always so many things to do when we get here. But what cracks me up is every time I walk in downstairs, they always say, "Are you here to visit?" And then I show them my wristband, and they're like, "Yes, you're visiting." And I always feel like I'm not visiting. I live here.
Well, what's our escape plan?
Oh my gosh, I don't know.
I've got it figured out.
Do you? Because I don't know how to do it.
I've pretty much got it figured out.
Okay. I'm glad, because my brain's like, huh? I can't figure this out.
We are escaping, and we're escaping soon.
We are out of here soon, as long as Truly does well on her
You're supposed to
oxygen.
wear your mask.
Not when you're in the room.
Really?
No. I mean, when they're in here, yes.
Okay, cool.
But whenever you're in your room, you can take it off.
She only has 8 more minutes to get past her test.
Truly.
I decided we'd just get it out of the way. They passed their hearing test today, too.
Good job. You can hear. And they can see.
Yeah.
So they do these brutal eye exams. They get them every 2 weeks since they were like 30 weeks old. Right? They've had like 4 of them. And yesterday they had one. And that would tell us if they had to continue having them. And they passed with flying colors. And it is a brutal exam. But they numb their eye, dilate it, put this metal speculum to hold their eye like this. And then they take this metal rod and stick it in their eye and move their eye around while they look into it. And they have to do that because you can't tell a baby, look up, look down, look left, look right. It is so intense. But they passed. They passed. So they don't, what that means is their retinas look great because they can have something called retinopathy of prematurity, which there's different stages. Sometimes if they have it on a mild scale, it'll resolve, but sometimes they have to have a surgery or 2 or more. But their eyes look perfect.
So, there's a ton to update on, and then we'll talk about the escape plan.
Update me on? Or the world? The peoples? She getting hungry? Is that why she's over there grabbing?
She's okay. She won't eat for another 35 minutes. So the update is not for you, Brianna.
Okay.
The update is, if you missed our other video, we got moved into transition just a couple days ago. Transition is this room we're in now. It's like our own private room with the babies, and we do most of their care here. We give them their bottles. There's a nurse available. The nurses do their assessments and they help out, but we were kind of running the show, and we've been here for like 4 days or something. That means we're getting close to going home, just the fact that we're here. So it was looking, for weeks and weeks, we were so afraid that it looked like Truly, our daughter, was possibly even weeks behind her brother. We were like, oh my gosh, we're gonna have one baby at home and one in the hospital for weeks. How will we even do that? Then, in the past 2 weeks, Truly really came into her own, started taking full bottles. We got her oxygen weaned down. She's doing really, really well. And we were thinking, wow, later this week we might all go home together. And then we took her off her oxygen, and I was so excited. This happened on Sunday. So excited. I was like, yay, she's off her oxygen, and we got to film her for extended periods of time with nothing on her face, no feeding tube,
Did they film her? We had to see her. You said that we got to film.
I never saw her. I just saw the videos.
Oh, right. It was me that saw her with them.
Yeah, I wanted to see her, but I left. They took her off. I really wanted to see her without it on and hold her and kiss her. Anyway, the next day, overnight she had some little events on the monitor, and then the next day she had these Brady events, which are the serious ones. So you can drop your oxygen level. If a baby drops their oxygen level briefly, it's not the end of the world. They can slow down their breathing a little bit and their oxygen level drops. As long as they recover on their own, it's okay if it's short. But what happens with baby, and it happens really fast, when their oxygen levels drop, that low oxygen supply almost immediately affects their heart, like within seconds, 10 seconds, 20 seconds. And this is where the rubber meets the road of the low oxygen level. Their heart rate drops. And heart rate dropping is very bad. And so she had what they call a Brady event the next day on Monday. So they put her back on the oxygen and said she has to stay for multiple more days, as much as 5 more days from her Brady event. As much as 7, but probably 5. At the same time as all that happened, Mr. Royal here is rocking it. Passing all the tests, passed his eye exam on Monday, and they're like, oh, he's ready to go home.
Just all of a sudden.
So we've been just racking our brains trying to figure out. Plus we had their provider like drop off the face of the earth bizarrely, which we're not going to really talk about. It was just weird. And so to Brianna, literally this morning, their pediatrician, she's alive. It was like this weirdness of communication. We're not going to talk about that anymore. I said too much. Brianna this morning scrambled around in like 3 hours and found another pediatrician who's close enough and who we know enough about, someone I've worked with in the past, and we found a doctor because that could have kept us from leaving.
I know.
So we found a doctor who can get us in soon after he leaves. So here's the escape plan. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Royal is getting discharged tomorrow.
Yes. He has his doctor's appointment Thursday morning.
Tomorrow afternoon, together, we're going to drive him home. I may need to swing back down here and get the car that evening, so I'm not alone, home alone with him and no van. On Thursday morning, we're going to get up. My sister's coming early to watch the kids. Either Grace and I, will take him to his doctor's appointment and you'll come to the hospital, or you and I will take him to his doctor's appointment and then you will go to the hospital for the day. In the evening, you will come home and I will go back to the hospital, or we can talk to the nurses here and she can spend the night with the nurses. But we're basically going to be switching back and forth, and you're going to be at home at night, and I'm going to be at home in the day, taking care of him at home. It's 3 days. If all goes well, it's 3 days. It's going to be the craziest 3 days of this whole experience, perhaps, because there's going to be a ton of switching and driving, so that...
Not the scariest, though.
Not the scariest. And then on Friday, on Saturday, hopefully at the latest, if all goes well, on Saturday, I'm going to bring her home. And I'll find someone to ride in the car with me so they can sit and watch her, but she's also going to have her monitor. So if anything...
What if she's crying? I want someone in there.
I'll find someone. Either Grace can come down and hang out here with Grandma, or I can take Grace down, drop her off with Grandma, and then when I discharge, Grace can jump in the car and sit and watch her all the way up. Or I can find another adult to ride up. Or Grandma will ride up and Grandpa can pick her up or something like that. Okay? That's what we're doing. is it's going to be a lot of switching back and forth, a lot of driving, and sometimes, some brief times when she's here with just the nurses, which is okay because she's a patient in this hospital. And sometimes at night, I'm going to try to limit it to night when you're at home with the kids involved. But we're going to stick to a bedtime schedule.
Well, I think we can get people to stay the night with me.
Well, we can get close people also to come over in the evenings if we need to.
I think like it's just a couple of days and we have people coming the next morning that we can just have those people ask them to just stay the night. I think that's possible. And tomorrow, what I would like, that's perfect.
That's the escape plan, basically.
There's just one thing I want to change about it, at least for now.
What is it?
Tomorrow night when you come back with your mom, because she'll be the one coming back to get your car, I want you to stay the night. And I'm gonna have your sister, I'm gonna ask your sister if she'll spend the night tomorrow night instead of coming in the morning.
Okay, the plan begins, the escape plan. We're gonna rock and roll this. I love you. Have a good night. I see you in the morning. And we'll make our escape. You're gonna be good. You got this.
I know everyone's gonna wonder why I'm not excited, and it's because I'm leaving her baby, and that's right.
I know. It tears your heart to leave one behind. And to leave her without her guardian angel.
I know, I feel like he's like her little guardian angel. It's like at least when we would leave, they were together.
3 or 4 days. We're gonna knock it out of the park.
3 or 4 days, as long as she doesn't have any.
I know, that's the scary part. Alright, love you, see ya. Oh my goodness, it's hard to leave when they're so cute. It's hard to leave when they're so adorable.
But you know,
What?
this is you get one more night of good sleep tonight. Last night.
That's right.
We'll tag team it.
That's right. Alright, see you later.
Oh, poopies. Now that they're
Oh, give me 5. Give me 5. Yeah.